We are having live updates from the Collation Center where activities are ongoing, and from various states, local government report. It has been incredible that we've seen the update from the Collation Center. And Sayi Naibo in the studio with me
is Jerome. Tell me.
Yes, Jerome, it has been a wonderful moment in the studio where
I don't know the angle. I don't know the angle you're looking at it that qualifies it as wonderful. To me, it's a season of surprises.
You know, it's not even about the surprises right now. That could be a political surprise for us to be in the studio. It is wonderful in the sense that the expectations, because our viewers are there to witness what is coming out, to see what is coming out from the Paramount Voice studio, because it is a studio for the Niger Delta region, Nigeria and Africa at large. And so at this moment, how do you look at the political situation in Delta State?
Surprise. It's just, it's full of surprises, particularly with the latest twist that emerged this evening. Yes, I have expected, the two major political parties, or the two major. Yesterday we were looking at three. As early in the morning, we were looking at PDP, APC, and Labour Party, no particular order. We added Labour Party because of their superlative performance on the 25th of February presidential election. So, but before midday yesterday, it became so clear that they were nowhere to be found. They were not just, they weren't present, but they were totally swept off. I don't know what, but we've been analyzing that issue since morning, so there's no way, no need revisiting it. But for the latest development now, the gap we are witnessing between PDP and the APC. Yes, I've before now envisaged that in every electoral or political contest there must be a winner, and somebody must be down for the other one to go up. But I've never envisaged this kind of. This is not a gap. Neither is it a gap. But not, I see it as a gully. You understand? Or even a
so were you expecting neck and neck kind of?
Exactly. I was expecting it that it's going to be a very keenly contested, position. But the way it is going in football, this qualifies as hat-trick.
Yes, it is. It is something that is unassuming. It's something that is unassuming, and may a lot of hope of people looking at it that even though there is any issue in terms of gap, it would be a very close one. So, on that note, let's quickly go to the different results from the local government. So far released from the Collation Center. We took seen Oshimili South local government area of Delta State, where total registered votes 194,468. That is total registered voters, and accredited votes 39,228. That is the accredited voters, and we have the three major parties here. The APC score 4,763, while Labour Party 10,148. Then PDP 23,149, and this total valid vote cast is 38,550. Rejected votes 493. Then total vote cast 39,683 votes. And the returning officer reported that there was overvoting in some areas. So, Mr. Chairman, you can see that a petition is before your honorable table to look into the petition?
Coming
from Oshomili South.
No, from APC Oshomili South.
Yeah.
Exactly. Let me borrow the words of the INEC official that spoke with us, recently. We are looking at it. Yeah, if it is not lacking in merit, it will be attended to. Then if it's equally lacking in merit, we will inform the author of the.
Mr. Chairman, are you not biased? Why are you not taking the petition to urgently address it?
No, see, okay, let's come back to the studio.
Yes.
I'm not surprised at the result. Yes, the reasons are not far-fetched. One is that Oshomili South is the houses, the government house, the Osadebe house. Do you get it? So, but the incumbent governor, interpretatively, is a resident of Oshomili South. Do you get it? So he could have somehow impacted within that vicinity, or became so familiar with the people of the environment. These are just presumptions. You understand?
With the way the results are going, even though you are sitting in an AC house, you feel the heat coming from different places.
Exactly.
And that is what I am trying to feel, that those who are in a air conditioned room watching the television of how the results are going, they will feel the heat coming directly to them, because the pressure is something that is very high.
You can imagine, we are feeling it the same way. Even when the AC is working, it appears as if it's not working. So at the point, I have to, even the production manager joined us in looking at it to know whether it is working.
Whether it is working or not.
Yes, exactly.
Sensitively, let us look at this point, this is Oshomili South, that is where we have Labour Party having 10,148 votes for the first time now. The obedience works in Oshomili South. The obedient movement.
No,
it seems to work in Oshomili South.
That's not. Yeah, there is equally a relationship.
Okay.
The headquarters, whether we like it or not, of obedient movement is Onitsha. And Onitsha, as we speak, have by implication subsumed Asaba.
Okay.
Because majority of the people that operate in Onitsha lives in Asaba. And by virtue of, if you go through cultural heritage, there is equally a relationship between Igbos of Onitsha, Axis, and that of Asaba. Yeah, and the impact of obedient movement, was far, high in Onitsha when Obi, was moving from one part of the country to another.
Yeah, it is a very technical. Let's go into the other LGAs. We also have Esoko North LGA now. Yes, Esoko North is we have total votes, registered votes 144,092 votes, accredited votes 28,843. This is coming from Esoko. APC 10,811. Then we have Labour Party 894. Then PDP 15,899. Total valid vote 28,332. Rejected votes 503. Then total vote cast 28,835. Returning officer reported that there was cancellation of votes from Emevo due to reported cast cases of violence, and the APC agent showed gauzy pictures of his party supporters that were allegedly macheted by suspected PDP thugs. And despite those recorded violence cases, the returning officer still declared results from those areas. That is coming from Esoko North. Mr. Chairman, look into the petition whether it is something
so are you
you
saying
can
that
urgently address.
we are in a season of petition.
Yes.
But it's allowed in a democratic dispensation. At least it's better to write petition than taking laws
into your
hands. You know, laws. The law is very hot, so you can't. It's advisable not to, you know, take it. Yes.
Stay glued to Baramatu Voice update as we give you the best of update coming from the situation room. The Baramatu Voice election headquarters will give you the true pictures of the elections results that is coming from the Collation Center as the Sabah, and it is so could not we just look into, and so many petitions as usual. As you said, this is a period where petitions are coming in, and definitely there is a due process that these petitions has to be followed, and that is what is ongoing.
I prefer a petition to, you know, taken to the street.
Yes.
So it's a polite and a civil thing to do. So it's equally a plus on the part of the All Progressive Congress that even when when they seems to be losing, they still don't want to, you know, be involved in undemocratic activities and uncivil acts. So it's a very good.
Yeah, sometimes it is good to be very diplomatic in issues like this, so that you wouldn't cause unnecessary panic within the state level.
Yes. You don't overheat the politics all in the name of
because there must be a winner.
A winner, that's yes.
So sometimes it is honorable to even knowing that you are not getting to that point, and take up your phone and say congratulations. That make you more honorable. But we're not getting to that stage now.
Let's but the way it is going, you know, I may not be surprised if it happens. You understand?
Because a lot of persons cannot adopt the Jonathan's kinds of approach.
Yes, but it remains a very good a milestone that people should draw strength from. Yeah, but the way it is going, the gap or the goal is getting widened. I mean, the score so far. You know, it's like in the world. This thing is similar to the game of football. Yeah, if a game ends in penalty shootout and you are given 5-5, once a team A scores 3 out of 5, and team B fails to score anything, look at it. There's no need continuing, because even if they clear it, it's not going to change anything.
Yes, that is the truth of the matter. So let's quickly go into Ughelli South local government area of Delta State, where we have the election results before us. We're going to read it as usual, where you see the figures that is coming from the different political parties. And there is something that is cause for a concern. We have the SDP, the political party where Chief Kenneth Baggy contested. We are not seeing that results coming in, and maybe also the great Abgab. We're not seeing the results, but
YPP and
the YPP and some other.
Not even now that somebody strayed and added to them, and
maybe because of the third force, they concentrate on the third force.
To the local government, where maybe that's where the impact themselves.
Yes, let's go into the Ughelli South local government area of Delta State. Total registered votes, we have 136,362, and accredited votes 36,136. APC 15,620. Sorry, APC 15,620.
Yes, exactly.
Then Labour Party 571. Then PDP 15,513. Total valid votes 34,820. Rejected votes 574. Total cast votes 35,394. APC agent reported that at Ward 8, Jeremy 2, fake results sheets were given to polling unit agents to sign, except PDP, which the other agent rejected. He alleged that those rejected results of Ward 8, Jeremy 2 were recorded in favor of the PDP. That is the petition.
Of course, it will be looked into. I trust INEC officials' capacity this time around, especially their performance from between yesterday and today. You know, they arrived on time. In fact, everything about INEC has been above average this time around. Now, as to the reported is security challenge and breaches and all those things, I believe those weren't within the ambit of INEC, but has to do with the failure on the part of the security agencies. So even still in that spirit, I believe INEC will look into all.
Now look at this result.
And if they fail, I guess there is another platform where the plaintiff can ventilate their anger or their grievances. That is the court of law, yes. The tribunal, the court of appeal, and what have you, this appeals court, which is the Supreme Court.
Now look at this result. This is where you talked about neck and neck kind of voting system. Yes, we have APC 15,620. Sorry, 15,620. Then PDP 15,513.
These are the kind of results, our reports that I envisaged even before we got to this level. I was expecting, slim escape, all those things, just like that. But I was surprised when, PDP started leading conveniently. Exactly. So, but what?
I was thinking that during the presidential election, there were a lot of prophecies, and Delta State election, was there any prophecy?
No, it was prophecy free.
Okay.
You understand? We did not pray enough.
People were not prophetically seen.
But even the ones that were prophesied, is only one that I'm monitoring now that is still, the date is still not. But others have come and gone, and nothing happened on there. So
maybe it could be a very sensitive prophecy where people say, I'm seeing some kind of violence.
When it comes to, all I know is that I'm a Christian, and but my own denomination, we don't so much believe in all those things. I'm a Catholic. We pray and we hand over everything to God. Let the will of God be done. We don't peep into so much people into the future.
So you were not your denomination doesn't talk about the prophecy of will.
No. We don't even believe
not
that.
Even a new
even if there is vision or whatever, there is a process you will pass as a Catholic for them to believe a vision. They first of all take you to the hospital to check your health of mind and body to see. So that's by the way.
Yeah, just by the way, we are going straight into the Collation Center at the state headquarters, INEC, and very special broadcast coming from the Baramatu Voice Election Headquarters.
The next report we have here is from the Ethiop West. Wow, Ethiop West, that should be Omo-Agege.
Yes.
I should think so. The total registered voters is 110,931.
Yes.
I take it again, 110,931. Accredited voters is 14,999. 14,999. Then result, APC 6,758. APC 6,758. Labour Party 304. Labour Party 304. PDP 7,065. PDP 7,065.
Yes.
Total valid votes 14,374. Rejected votes 452. Total vote casts 14,826.
Mr. Chairman, we have a report of returning officer reported that no voting in many areas of the LGA, and that is to tell you that out of 110,931, we have a record of valid votes is 14,000. So if you now look at the difference, that is the report. It's not a petition.
It's not a petition. It's an observation.
Yes, observation made over the total.
Why the turnout or the result was low.
Okay. Right. So, Mr. Chairman, you will agree that there is no petition. How should we move ahead?
Yeah, we go ahead. Exactly. Yes. So, had it been the complaint of the observation contradicted the result, you get it? That would have been. But as it stands, nobody should go to people's houses to chase them out to come and vote. While it is, an obligation, it's equally optional. Though, but in my own language, I feel it ought to be optionally compulsory.
I know there could be a different drum beat from different parts as results unfolding. Lots of persons have this, already jubilating at their various corners as the result progressively move.
Well, looking at the results so far, is it not getting clearer that PDP is coasting to victory?
What do you expect? This is a state ruled by People Democratic Party (PDP) for over years,
and we're in a season where power of incumbency appears to have been whittled down, where anything can happen. Take for instance the Burutu experience. I think the House of Assembly. Yes, the incumbent was unseated. Isn't that a sign that we're in a season where anything can happen politically, particularly in this part of the state?
What Dr. Monde said is that if you look at the PDP, for instance, now human capital development that was marked through the appointment of if you look at various polling units or a unit, you could have up to 6 or 10 persons being appointed as SC to the governor. In election period like this, what do you expect? You expect that they deliver. That is their empowerment. So it is a time for those being appointed into political position to contribute to make sure that they deliver their polling units.
Based on my own assessment, they did not even deliver as expected. On a serious note, because I was discussing this with one of our neighbors, very intelligent, living within the same area, in the same area with us. So I told him that I expected all these SAs to deliver at least to attract or garner a minimum of maybe 500 votes for their principal. And if you calculate 500 votes times the number of SAs, that will give you an insight of what I'm trying to achieve.
Depending on your influence, that matters. There are people that could get a position and they will run to Lagos. You are right.
But this thing it's like a spring. It's like a spring. Appointment is like a spring, or it has multipliers effect.
Yes.
If you give me an appointment now, invariably you've appointed my wife.
Yes.
Because it will trickle down to her,
including your children.
From her to her siblings. Then from my own end to my brothers to their kids and wives, and you understand what it is. So before you know it, if I'm able to get my very close family,
the women worry more than even the husband. Because my husband is appointed in this government, and we want to make sure that we deliver. If anything is happening, it affects her more than you the man. Because that is where our source
for the sake of these children. Yes. There was this guy then, he got a job in one of these high-flying banks in Lagos. Yep. So each time they give him target, the mother will beg towards this side. The father follow the other side, begging people to come and deposit with the bank so that the boy will meet up with the target. You get that?
I wouldn't want to talk about bank targets because I was one time working in bank targets are also.
No, but what I'm saying is
because if banks give a target, it's a suicide movement.
There is a lesson
by all means possible.
There is a lesson to draw from it. The parents were doing it, marketing with him because they know that the proceed from that work, they benefit from it. The same thing is applicable applicable to this appointment, political appointment.
Yeah.
Or are we trying to downplay on it because it has to do with government?
Which
does not belong to
just like government sectors where they will tell you that it's everybody's business, so it's not of their business. If they don't do well, because these political appointees has a way of, for instance, now there are people who are now regretting how they're getting their resignation letters that I don't want to work in this government, thinking that there could be a shift.
Of course. In fact, it's not even that PDP is winning. Those people are the worst hit as we speak. Some people left us lately as 3 days ago, and
even a day to the governorship.
I wonder how those people will make a U-turn and how they will be accepted.
One good thing about politics is that any day you return, like the prodigal family, so they are always accepting them. And if there is a major that you left a political party and you want to return, there are criteria. People will have a consciousness how they can, because now everybody, those old, just like Dr. Monde said, old wine in a new bottle. So everybody is stripping into, I want to tender my letter of resignation for personal reason to benefit.
Yes,
there is no any other reason. They felt that even their salary that is coming, they want to get more. And if that is not coming, they just feel that looking at the political climate,
they feel
let us go into this.
Coming to an end, so let's open a new farm.
Not knowing that somebody said that there is one particular language we use within the Joe Enclave where Ogo. A farm that is no longer productive, and you decided to go to a new land.
This movement appears to have could now be likened, going by what is on ground now, moving from the farm that is not productive to a desert. It's not bad. Breaking news, information reaching us shows that the PDP candidate, the gubernatorial candidate of PDP in Akwa Ibom State, has just been declared winner in the person of Omo-Agege.
Yes, it is a victory for Akwa Ibom people, and it is a victory for PDP to see that a governor, a new governor, Governor
Omo-Agege,
is taking the lead of the People Democratic Party as the governorship governor-elect, and it is a development that is worth celebrating to the PDP family. As it is one of these.
The information added that he won 29 out of the 31 local government areas.
Take that again. Can you take that again?
29 out of the 31 local government areas in the state, and he pulled 354,348,000 votes to defeat the top challenger, Bassi Albert of the Young Progressive Party. Wow! Who won in 2 local government areas, scoring 136,262 votes.
So there is no APC there. No recorded.
Going by FPC down, the candidate of the Young Progressive Congress came distant third. The name is Akanimo. And he scored he gave a good showing, 129,602 votes.
So can you take that number out of how many local government areas?
31 local government
31 local government areas. Then he scored
to win.
To win,
he scored 354,000.
No, I mean the LGAs. The LGAs.
31 local government areas. He won 29 out of the 31.
I don't
living threat.
Yes. Don't you think that is also going to play out in the?
Let's be. It's too. Don't be in a hurry. We are here.
Yes.
Let's not be following.
Because from the way the results are going in Delta
I tell you this. I can't remember what is about to repeat itself. I can't remember when last it happened. At least there was a time was the Great Oborevwori won about 4 local government areas.
Yes. When during the time of Dr. Emmanuel
exactly.
That first tenure, yes. I hope so.
But there is something remarkable about Eno of Akwa Ibom State. Just a few days ago, during an interview, he said that he called a press conference and he said he's going to, if elected, that he will set up something called Happy Hour.
Happy what?
Happy Hour.
Okay.
For the people.
Happy Hour is a drink for children.
Exactly. No, he's extending it to Akwa Ibom. He said a place that we select some designated beer parlors in Akwa Ibom State where government will pay and subsidize the drinks. They want a beer that is sold for 200 naira, they will make it to sell for 50 naira. So that the people of Akwa Ibom can sit down and relax
and enjoy
themselves. They call it happy hour. But as much as it is laughable, I don't think that is what the good people of the state needs for now. Because now the reality is now facing him on his face. He has been declared winner. So if chances are that he may go ahead to, but shouldn't that be amount to misguided priority?
Yeah, it could be, because even though you do not subsidize any kind of place for enjoyment, people are already in the mood of enjoyment globally in Nigeria. Even though we are having a challenge of economic issues,
not when he wins. What he's saying is that it's going to be part of his program all through the period. Like every Friday, people should sit down.
That is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Is that it's not a matter of setting up this kind of place. What are you trying to encourage? That people should become become addicted to the taking of maybe beer and all of it.
Because
yes, a lot of persons will find it that I'm having thinking, let me go to that place. You will see a lot of street boys, everybody coming to, and other businesses can also be affected in that kind of regard.
So you are in support of the policy?
I am not in support of. No, I don't like that kind of. If there are other programs that you could do,
exactly, that will serve the purpose. Yes. That will serve a better purpose. Exactly. So that's just it. Then back to Delta, the way it is going. So how many local government do we have on our basket now?
Currently, 12. Delta states.
We just added 3 now. That's 15.
Just added 3 now. We have 15 LGAs.
Done. And out of this 15, 13 went to the People's Democratic Party. While
12. 12. Yes. Then we have 3 for Omo-Agege. That is the way it is. 3.
Okay, 3 years. Okay.
Yes, that is the way it is.
Okay, all right. No problem. We are moving forward. So 12. Okay, so we are being joined again by our very good colleague, very hardworking, who is keeping vigil at the state headquarters of the Independent National Electoral Commission. Mr. Charismatics, how are you this evening?
Thank God, I'm fine.
Exactly.
So you are at the INEC office.
Of course, I described it that you are. I told my colleague here that you are keeping vigil there. So we are a praying nation, so you can back it up with prayer, so that you are exactly. So how is it going, sir?
It went well. It went well. Just a few minutes ago that the rep said we should suspend the collation and declaration to tomorrow 9 a.m.
Okay. Wow. Okay, so about 15 local government is done and dusted.
No, 16.
Okay, 16. Okay, all right. Okay.
Yes, 16 local government have done and dusted.
Okay.
Because they just reported declared for 3 right now. The last 3 this evening. We should really start and Isoko North and Uveli South.
All right, we've not taken Isoko.
We've taken Isoko.
All right, okay, yes, okay, no problem.
Osimili South, Isoko North, and Uveli South. These were the last three that were taken after that break of 630.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
This is understandable. Thank you so
much. It was 17 now. 17 now. It was 14 before we went for break.
Yes.
Yes.
So how is the atmosphere like? The looking at the faces of people who were there in the outcome of these results that is currently coming out from the headquarters.
And of course, you understand the winning party, their agents will be happy, but while the others are sad, it's just that the other agents, the observers and the media practitioners there did not show any sign of celebration or regret. But you hear gossip from some journalists and some observers, especially those that witnessed some results.
Okay.
For example, like when the result of Ughelli South was reported, was declared, the agent of APC complained, protested that in Ward 8 of Ughelli South, Kunutu Jeremy, that they gave the issued agent fake result sheet except one of PDP, which agents rejected, and surprisingly that the returning officer still declared that same result. So there are some journalists that were actually in that particular place that had that particular issues when that issue was raised at that Collation polling unit or local government. I wasn't there, but I had a lamenting that collaborating with the agent, while some were saying it should go away. Are you getting me? But it's the normal thing. The rec also told him that go and put your report in your protest in writing, that before they will declare any winner, they are going to look into those complaints.
Okay, that's a very good. Well, we welcome that report with mixed feelings. Or but we still have to move forward. Sir, you are well aware that every journalist is a public affairs analyst.
Certainly, yes.
Exactly. Okay, now going by the number of local governments so far declared and what is ahead, do you think it will be possible for any of the political parties except PDP to close this gap and turn the story the other way?
There's no magic. It's too close to call.
So
it's too close to call.
There's
no magic, except there's no magic that the run-up party, that's the APC that is coming second, truly behind the PDP can do. Because if you look at the number of local governments that have been announced and the gap from Oshimili North and Oshimili South, what we wonder how it's going to do it, there's no magic. And even if you look at the FHO points that was even announced, people there have been speculation that APC won heavily in that place, but the result surprisingly was PDP that even won the election in Native West.
Okay, yeah, still, thank you for that, observation. Now, if all this going again by the results so far declared, if all these pockets of concerns and challenges are, addressed, do you see a change in narrative?
I'm not a lawyer, so I can't say that.
No, I'm not. Wait, what I'm saying is, it's not about. I am not telling you to sound legalistic. What I'm saying in effect is this: maybe if all these areas that are being contested are knocked off. Hello? All those calls that are being contested are knocked off. Do you see maybe other parties like APC and Co coming alive?
No, I don't think so. Because if you look at the result of Oshimili North, they lamented that APC, PDP, if the vote did not pass through the beavers, and you now see the one of Oshimili South and with completion of persons living there, you would agree that even if those areas, the results are relooked into, it is likely that the PDP are still going to get majority of the vote cast. Then if you look at the areas like that with Jeremy and the number of votes that came out from there, there won't really be a change from those particular areas. going with the gap that the PDP is living with. But there's this misfeeling on the faces of everyone there.
So, but in a nutshell, what you are saying in effect is that there could be some level of merit votes for the winning party so far.
Of course, there could be merit votes. There will always be merit votes. Every party have their supporters, their followers, and people that believe. Same with the candidates.
So there is something that I want to get clarification in regards from the area where you are there at the Collation Center. For instance, now the BVAS is what we people talked about, electronic transfer of those results. Are these reports coming directly from what is uploaded on the website at the Collation Center?
That I can't really say, because there's this allegation. Okay, why did some of the returning officers or police officers complain that they bypass BVAS in some areas and they cancel those votes? Like, for example, the APC agents chose his ground and said that these results were not cancelled. That also placed BVAS ambition, also placed the overvoting, and the results were cancelled at the polling unit, and now you added them. So it is possible that they also loaded them because I was not at the polling unit. I was not there to say that yes, this place was cancelled and this vote was there, but it was a statement, or should I say an allegation, from the opposition party in the state, the APC.
Yes, thank you so much once again. Yeah, from your report is very gratifying that despite all these pockets of concerns, that the opposition APC remains stable. I think that was like the true picture of what happened there.
That's what I say. Like, for example, there was a time that the opposition too also showed gory pictures of PSCs macheted in one of the local governments, and they alleged that they were macheted by suspected thugs of the PDP. And because of those violence, there was no election in those areas, including one of the 80 local governments and some other places here. And yet, results were also declared in those polling units. So I would say it's an allegation because I was not in those local government to ascertain if that actually happened. But the man was showing gory pictures in the phone of people that were macheted, and he alleged that they were suspected. He alleged that they were PDP thugs.
Wow. Yes, Mr. Hebel, thank you very much for that update coming from the Collation Center at Sabah, Delta State, and we really appreciate what you have given to us from the Collation Center. A live report, and according to Mr. Hebel, that INEC have commissioned, have also postponed the collation and the announcement of results at shifted tomorrow by 9 a.m. to reconvene again. And we sincerely appreciate you for giving us updates, and thank you, many thanks for what you have done.
Thank you very much.
Enjoy the rest of your day and your evening, and tomorrow is another day. We hope and pray that when we call again that you'll be there to answer us.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you so much. Yeah, so viewers, you've heard it all. This is where we are now. We are still watching with a seized breath and or a mouth full of water. You get it? So that's what it means. But until that tomorrow, we may not be in a position to tell you anything about the result and who is where A is and where B is headed. So that's just. But on the in all these conversations, we encourage all of us to remain, hopeful, faithful, and civil.
Yes, it has been a very interesting moment at Oborevwori Voice election headquarters, where we're reporting from the heart of Warri, and there is all the information from the headquarters at the Collation Center, Asaba, where we have a very own correspondent, Mr. Abel, who gave us the best of information from the various challenges and letters of complaint in regard to issues that have very serious challenges at the moment. But to all these, what is important that there is no any kind of conflicts and crisis within that particular area where information. Maybe it could be as a result of the securities, because at this point in time, some years ago, I was there at the Collation Center, Asaba, where we have a lot of security. If you are not careful, you will not even be allowed to go into that particular area. You must be accredited to go in. If you are not accredited by INEC, you do not have the required approval to go in there. That is what is, and we sincerely we are very, very happy to hear from someone who is reliably giving us the information at the headquarters.
But yeah, thank you. But if I may ask, why is it that after 24 years of military democratic dispensation in the country, our electoral process is still militarized? Is it a sign that we cannot organize a free and fair election on our own without involving the military? Because from my understanding, the military ought not to have any business with electioneering. It's a civil matter, it's a civil arrangement, it's a civil program, it's a vehicle for development, and that ought to be done in
you look at it, and the Delta State is made up of 25 local government areas, and from research base, there are flashpoint areas and to your polling units. So if you don't have a PVC, definitely you will not have the time to be loitering around.
Exactly. Okay, all right. Again, we are being joined by one of our reporters who monitored accurately the today's election at Oborevwori, the ancestral home of headquarters of Baramatu Kingdom. The elections couldn't hold yesterday, it was postponed till today, and now it is done and dusted. Let's get the details from him. Yes. Hello, Mr. Popo, how are you?
Good evening.
Good evening.
You must have gotten home by now.
No, we are still observing the election because the election is still out, but now I think they are doing their collation, and the collation has been done, and each party agents are collecting their results. That is what is happening right now in Oborevwori. Yeah.
Wow. So you started early, going by the report you gave to us.
Come again.
That you started this INEC started this process. They arrived early, materials, everything arrived early, based on the information you gave to us this morning.
Yeah, yes.
So what made it
why the delay?
Why did he have to eat into this night?
There was an heavy rainfall. I think because of the heavy rainfall, and the rain could not stop in time, so that was the delay. Those other units that cut across out from Oborevwori to the other polling units in Oborevwori, they got to wait for everybody to come and before the collation. I think that was the delay because of the heavy rainfall.
Okay, all right, okay. So generally, what was the impression like? Peaceful, chaotic, or how?
Come again.
What's the general impression about that electoral process? Was it peaceful or chaotic?
No, the election was peaceful. It was not chaotic. It was very peaceful, and every agent, I think they are happy with the outcome of the result.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So it was peaceful. No any chance of violence is happening. Everybody, the outcome of the result is peaceful.
Okay, wow.
So, Tare Popo, thank you very much for that update. And what I want to know is that, for the sake of our viewers, what has changed over time there? Is it that For instance, now, was there any beaver challenge in terms of during the election?
There was no beaver challenge, as I said earlier this morning. There was no beaver challenge. Everything is going well. The beavers do not have any issue. That is it. It is because of the rain. We are expecting this whole process to end at least 4 probably.
Okay.
But because of the heavy rainfall that occurred today, that was why the delay. But now I think it has come to an end. They're just sharing the results to each polling agent, to each party agent, I mean to say, each party agent. So now I think this is the end of the election now. And INEC and each party agent are preparing to go to their various place.
Okay. Sir, the INEC officials also transmit their results at every polling unit. Was that done at where you are?
Yes, they've done everything.
Okay,
They've done everything. Okay. And I think they are preparing to, even if it need be, they are preparing to go to Oborevwori right now as I'm talking.
Yeah, okay. Oborevwori is the local government headquarters of Warri Southwest local government.
Yeah.
Don't you think this night movement, it is almost after 9, don't you think it is not...
it's not his right to decide. It's not an observer.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, thank you so much. I know by now you may not be able to get the results of each of the political parties. Did you by any chance?
No, okay. I haven't.
Yeah, all right, no problem. Okay.
I can meet some of these party agents to get the results.
Okay. All right, no problem. You can do that and report in subsequent times. Again, many thanks for your time and for the very meticulous report that you filed all the way from Baramatu Kingdom. We thank you so much. And tomorrow is another day. We will resume as early as possible, and we hope in all sincerity that you will join us. And on this note, we say enjoy the rest of your evening.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful evening.
And you too, thank you. To our dear viewers, it was like a full-blown day job. You've done so well.
Yes, to our viewers out there, Baramatu Voice has been a voice to the Niger Delta region, giving voice to the voiceless, where we our vision to become the leading South-South media organization, and that is the roadmap we are in now. And definitely we are doing what is good for the people in the Niger Delta region, where the media is getting to their doorsteps. The activities that were not reported before now is coming to their doorstep. People in the various communities are following the Baramatu Voice up and getting details of elections report and other activities in terms of politics, in terms of culture, in terms of good governance, in terms of community developments and oil issues. And at this point in time, it has been a very special report, where we get report from the Collation Center and Delta State Governorship and House of Assembly, jubilations, and a lot of some persons, it's a mixed feeling. And in the studio, Asiaye Naibo and
Jeromario Tommy is my name. You've all done well. Tomorrow is another day. Baramatu Voice election headquarters open tomorrow morning. Just like INEC has gone on break, they've closed at Asaba, the headquarters here in Delta. So we are equally going, because without them we cannot function on this particular program. So we plan and hope to open as early as we can tomorrow morning, just to hook up with our correspondent in Asaba for further, furnishing of you with the credible information as it pertains to the result. Again, many thanks. You've done so well for staying very closely to this broadcast. Without you, we wouldn't have been here, and we urge you to kindly join us tomorrow as soon as we open, and you won't regret doing that. So until now, we are signing off. This is how we are going to draw the curtains for today.
One more thing, please don't forget to drop your comment at the comment sections and follow us in our Facebook, Twitter, and all of it. And it is very, very important that you have to do so, because at this critical time, the Baramatu Voice is to give you the best of updates that is coming from the election headquarters.
Okay, exactly. Like we keep reminding you, for the publication of your contents, article, live event coverage, political campaigns, festivals, and every other media attention. We here at Baramatu Voice, we operate integrated media communication. We start from print to electronic, broadcast, public relations, and what have you, even entertainment and education, mobilization, and anything media that has to do with publicity. This is the place to be. Our report and result speaks for us. You can reach us on any of our social media platforms, or better still, you can email us at reach us at, first of all, you can follow us at Baramatu Voice, or reach us on our email, or using any of our telephone number, both the one written on your screen, or you send us an email at baramatuvoice@gmail.com. So it's important, we should be expecting this communication, and very shortly the information, as stated here, will be posted on the screen of your either television or your phone, so that for details and contact, we hope to establish a very strong relationship with you. We need that bonding with you, because it's a relationship that will thrive on truth and authenticity. So many times.
Do you know that people, if you are just following us, just go to our YouTube page and get subscribed to Baramatu Voice, and follow every details coming from the Niger Delta region. It's very, very interesting to do that.
Thank you so much, and good night. That's how we draw the curtains for today. Thank you, and bye-bye.
Bye-bye.